The Praetorian Guard. The name echoes through history. They were the elite soldiers of the Roman Empire. For centuries they commanded respect and instilled fear. Their story is one of power, loyalty, betrayal, and ultimately downfall. This essay explores the fascinating journey of the Praetorian Guard. We will delve into their origins, their rise to prominence, and their eventual demise. The Praetorian Guard's story is not just about military might. It is a story about the dangers of unchecked power. It is a story about the corruption that can fester at the heart of even the most powerful empires. And it is a story that still resonates today. The Guard's tale is intertwined with the fate of emperors and the stability of the Roman world. They were witnesses to history's grand stage. They were players in its dramatic turns. Understanding the Praetorian Guard is key to understanding the Roman Empire itself. The roots of the Praetorian Guard can be traced back to the Roman Republic. In the heat of battle, Roman generals often surrounded themselves with the bravest and most loyal soldiers. These men acted as bodyguards, protecting their commander from harm. They were the first Praetorians, though they wouldn't be known by that name for some time. It was Emperor Augustus, the first emperor of Rome, who formalized the Praetorian Guard in 27 BC. Augustus understood the importance of security. He had witnessed the assassination of his great-uncle, Julius Caesar. He was determined to avoid a similar fate. Augustus established 9 cohorts of Praetorians, each comprising 500 men. These soldiers were hand-picked from the best of the Roman army. They received superior training, better equipment, and higher pay than ordinary legionaries. They were the elite of the elite. The Praetorian Guard was stationed in Rome. Their primary duty was to protect the emperor and his family. They were a constant presence in the imperial palace and accompanied the emperor on all his travels. They were the guardians of the Roman Empire. The Praetorian Guard's role extended beyond protecting the emperor. They maintained order in Rome. Acting as a police force, they put down riots and arrested criminals. Their presence was a reminder of the emperor's power. The Praetorians were a formidable force, armed with the best weapons and armor, trained in combat and skilled horsemen, experts in siege warfare, loyal to the emperor, not the Senate, a powerful tool for a ruthless emperor, a threat to any emperor who lost their favor. Loyal during the first century of the Roman Empire, they served faithfully, maintaining order. But their loyalty was not unconditional. The seeds of corruption and ambition were sown. The reign of Emperor Tiberius marked a turning point for the Praetorian Guard. Lucius Aelius Sejanus, the prefect, rose to prominence. Sejanus was cunning and ambitious. He manipulated Tiberius and amassed power. The Guard became his tool. Sejanus's reign ended in 31 AD. He was executed and his supporters purged. This episode highlighted the Guard's potential for corruption. Sejanus's story set a dangerous precedent. The Guard would continue to seek influence. The assassination of Emperor Caligula in 41 AD marked a watershed moment in the history of the Praetorian Guard. This event solidified their transition from protectors to power brokers. It demonstrated their willingness to use violence to achieve their own ends. Caligula, known for his erratic behavior and cruelty, had alienated many within the Roman elite, including the Praetorian Guard. A conspiracy was hatched, and a group of Praetorians, led by Cassius Chaerea, stormed the imperial palace and murdered Caligula. The Praetorians then took the extraordinary step of proclaiming Claudius, Caligula's uncle, as the new emperor. This act demonstrated the extent of their newfound power. They had not only assassinated an emperor, but had also chosen his successor. The Year of the Four Emperors. In 69 AD further highlighted the Praetorian Guard's role as kingmakers. During this chaotic period, the Guard played a pivotal role in the rise and fall of emperors Galba, Otho, and Vitellius. They crowned and deposed emperors in quick succession, their loyalty bought and sold to the highest bidder. The Praetorian Guard's involvement in imperial politics had a corrosive effect on Roman society. Their loyalty was fluid, often going to the highest bidder rather than the most deserving candidate. Their willingness to use violence to achieve their aims created an atmosphere of fear and instability. The Praetorians became notorious for their corruption. They used their position to extort money from wealthy citizens. They accepted bribes to support one imperial claimant over another. Their greed and ambition knew no bounds. The once proud Praetorian Guard, meant to be protectors of the empire, had become a symbol of its decline. Their actions undermined the stability of the Roman state and contributed to the growing sense of unease that pervaded Roman society. They had become a liability. As the Roman Empire faced internal and external pressures, the Praetorian Guard's responsibilities expanded beyond their traditional role as bodyguards. They were increasingly called upon to fulfill other duties, further entrenching them in the fabric of Roman society. Emperors, wary of relying solely on distant legions, utilized the Guard for military campaigns. They fought in various conflicts, from putting down rebellions in the provinces to defending the empire's frontiers against barbarian incursions. This provided them with valuable battlefield experience, but also reinforced their sense of military power. In addition to their military duties, the Praetorian Guard took on policing roles within Rome itself. They served as a form of secret police, investigating treason and conspiracy. They were tasked with maintaining order during times of unrest and were responsible for protecting key infrastructure such as granaries and aqueducts. These expanded responsibilities gave the Praetorian Guard even greater influence and reach. They became an indispensable tool for emperors seeking to maintain control over a vast and complex empire. However, this also increased their potential to disrupt and destabilize the very empire they were sworn to protect. By the early 4th century AD, the Roman Empire was in a state of flux. Constantine I, a general of immense ambition and vision, emerged victorious from the chaos of civil war. He recognized the need for stability and reform. He also recognized the threat posed by the Praetorian Guard. Constantine understood that the Praetorian Guard had become a liability. Their corruption was rampant, their loyalty was fickle, and their power was a threat to the stability of the empire. He decided to take decisive action. In 312 AD, Constantine disbanded the Praetorian Guard. This was a bold move. It was a clear signal that Constantine was not afraid to challenge the status quo. He restructured the Roman military, shifting power away from the Praetorian Guard and back to the legions. The Praetorian Guard, a force that had dominated Roman politics for centuries, was no more. Their barracks in Rome, the Castra Praetoria, were dismantled. Their name, once synonymous with power and prestige, became a cautionary tale. The Praetorian Guard left behind a complex legacy. On the one hand, they had played a vital role in protecting the Roman Empire during its formative years. They had maintained order in Rome and had defended the empire from its enemies. They were skilled soldiers and dedicated servants of the emperor, at least in the beginning. However, the Praetorian Guard's story is ultimately one of caution. Their lust for power and their willingness to betray their emperors ultimately contributed to the instability of the Roman Empire. They are a reminder that absolute power corrupts absolutely. The Praetorian Guard's tale is a valuable lesson for all societies. It highlights the importance of civilian control over the military. It underscores the dangers of corruption and unchecked ambition, and it serves as a reminder that even the most powerful institutions can fall. The Praetorian Guard may be gone, but their story continues to resonate. They remain a potent symbol of the allure and the peril of power.